Hello everybody and welcome to Right as Rain Crochet. Today we are going to be doing these beautiful cowls. Oh my gosh, they're so fun to do. They're so soft. They're so lovely. Because of video, we're doing this on the video, I'm going to use a different yarn than I typically use on my cows. I like to use the Karen latte cakes. They are soft, they're fuzzy, they're easy to crochet. You can even frog them if you need to, and they don't get stuck. But like I said, because they're so fuzzy, I really think that you're not going to be able to really see the stitches that I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with some different yarn so that you guys can really get a good idea of what the stitches are and not be confused with all this fuzzy yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this a little different. I'm going to go ahead and use a Karen Simply Soft yarn to do this project. And then we're going to use I use a size 6 hook on my latte cakes. On the latte cakes, I would go with a 6. You can go bigger, you can go smaller. The biggest thing that you want to remember, no matter what kind of yarn you guys want to use, it doesn't matter, is that the key to a nice cowl is that it needs to be breathable, or it's just going to be so stiff that it's just going to be sticking up on your neck like this giant turtleneck or something, instead of laying like a scarf does, and then being able to come pull up over your head comfortably and it feel nice and soft. So like I said, I use a 6 with my latte cakes. And you can see that they're pretty good. It's nice and airy, but yet I feel that they're warm enough, and everything is good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start. This is another one of my really wonderfully easy crochet patterns. The other one that I have out there right now that's really good for beginners and that's easy is the wash rags and kitchen set. And I can go ahead and put the link to that below. This has one row, the same rows repeated. We're going to chain 133 and we're going to make 33 rows. And this is a V-stitch all the way through. So if you guys already know the V-stitch, then I guess you guys have just got this thing already whipped, don't you? So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the chain. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to use this Karen Simply Soft. And because I do want to try to get a project out of this, I'm going to kind of do some color changing and try to make I live in Colorado, so I'm going to try to make like a Denver Broncos colored cowl. So let me go ahead and grab my hook. Of course, always needle and scissors. I'm not sure why we say this every time, like somebody doesn't know, but hopefully you remember. This maybe you can say, oh man, I left those downstairs, or whatever reason that I would need to tell you again. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to chain 133, and then I will meet you back here. Whoops, you know what? Hold on 1 minute. So there is something I want to show you on chains that's really very neat. So in this, we're going to actually be crocheting in the round. So we're going to end up attaching the 133rd chain to this very first, or actually the first to your last chain on the hook. And so something that's really nice to, if you don't already know, is to go ahead and crochet about 7. And again, we need to crochet loosely. This one isn't going to be as detrimental, because if the one side ends up being a little smaller or a little looser, depending on your chain, it actually doesn't hurt anything, because people will find the one they like better to be around their face. It's not going to be as distinctive as it would be, let's say, in a wash rag. So we go ahead and chain 7. A 7's a good number, gives you enough room to work. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what we can do is we can actually remove our hook and bring it into the first piece. And then in the front side of the first piece, because what we'll end up doing is sliding this through just like that. And now we're going to have this perfect circle that's 133 stitches long. Do you see that? That's kind of a neat little way to do it. And then from here, we can keep crocheting our 130 up to 133 stitches. Just keep sliding that out of your way and ignore it until we are completely done with the 133. And then I can meet you back here when we get there and we can start the one. Okay, I hope I caught you. It is 135 chains, not 133. So in the future, if you hear me say 133 in the video, I mean 135. And I hope I caught you guys in time. I apologize about that. I tried to sneak this in here and get it right. Our back. Now, I have crocheted my 133. I don't even have to second guess if my chain is twisted, because I know it's not, because I already did this. So I'm going to go ahead and just slide this through. And we're going to chain 4. And then what we want to do is we're going to crochet right back into that same spot. Here we are. And that is a V-stitch. We have 3 chain for the double crochet. And then we have 1 chain, which is it's actually is our chain 1. So we did a V-stitch. We want to go ahead and skip 2 stitches, 1, 2. And we're going to go ahead and do the V-stitch in the 3rd stitch. So we have, there's our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And we are going to go ahead and repeat this all the way around. We're going to skip 2 because we're making up for 3 stitches, right? There's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So we skip 2, that makes up for that. We're going to be able to, everything's going to equal out at the end of this. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Got me a little knot there. And skip 2. And this, yes, is going to look really like stretchy and out of whack right now. It is all going to make itself up. There's no need in stressing about that. It just, because we don't want our chain too tight, then it just looks kind of messy a little bit in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this, and you keep doing that, and I'll meet you back here. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2. When we get back, we meet back together. We'll be at the end of the round, and I will show you how we're going to connect the round and move forward. See you. Okay, and we've gotten all the way around, and we are back to our last, we're going to do our last V-stitch, which in this case is going to be right here. If by chance you guys don't have exactly this, stitches left here like this, where it's ending up okay, you could have counted wrong when you chained or messed. It's not a big deal. You determine whether or not you want to. You can throw one in there or not in there. Just look. If you can throw one in, throw one in. If you can't, then don't. Don't crowd it all up, if you had to move it over here one, that would be fine. Okay, so now we are going to definitely make sure that this is not twisted, though you will be really, really upset if you even could get that far without noticing that it was twisted. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to connect to the 3rd chain here on the chain 3. and we're going to slip stitch like this. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to slip stitch one more time to the center of where the chain 1 space is, the center of the V-stitch, right here. And then we are going to start this again, and we're going to chain 4. Chain 3 is our double crochet. That chain 1 is our chain 1, this last one, and double crochet again. Now this is where it's so nice. This is an amazing, let's watch a movie crochet, because you are going to do this exact pattern in the middle of these V-stitches. So we're going to go here and we're going to go here. What's nice is that when you're crocheting, you can feel them with your hand. They're big, so you know you can just go right into that. It doesn't take as much effort as if you were going into a stitch. So we will just do it like this, and we're going to go again all the way around. We do not have to count anymore. We do not have to remember anything. We are literally just going to do a V-stitch on top of every other V-stitch. When we get back around, we are going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain on the hook, slip stitch again into the center of the V-stitch, and we're going to chain 4, and we're going to then double crochet and keep going around. We're going to keep doing this pattern until we have 33 rows. If you have a little less, you have a little more, it isn't a big deal. I feel comfortable with 33 rows because I want the back of my neck to be just as warm as the you know, for when my hood comes up over my head, that it'll be that warm. You can definitely make this longer. You can make your chain stitches so that it's not as wide if you want to make one for somebody younger size. This is a good average adult size at the 135 chains and 33 rows. So that's really all this, that's all that this one is. So I'm going to go ahead and meet you back here after we get done with 33 rows, and I'll see you at the end of your 33rd row. All right, well, I have finished my cowl, Bronco's cowl, and I've just got my last couple stitches here. So we're going to go ahead and just finish this up. Then we're going to go ahead and bring this in the same as we've been doing. And this time we can just go ahead and chain 1 and cut our yarn and sew in our ends, and our cowl is finished. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to message me. And again, please like, subscribe, and follow my channel. Thank you.